Not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's the former Illini kicker Chase McLaughlin to get us started. And we are underway from Pittsburgh. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Going to the air right away, Lawrence. That's swung out wide to Harris. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. The Steelers at 0-15, winless on the year. And they are up against the wall now, CD.
Oh, I absolutely agree with that one because, let's face it.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Quiddy Pay in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down and needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down. And they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down. But guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by a Keller Witherspoon.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw brought in by Austin. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Colts, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action with Lawrence. That's caught. It's Austin left side. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. Oh, good move. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 42 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
Well, when you got a guy who's a dual threat out of the backfield, go ahead and use it. And that's exactly what they've done on back-to-back plays here. Picked up big chunks of yardage, once in the air and once on the ground.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. And the Steelers are going to be set up with a first and goal as good running gets him down to about the 4-yard line. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Looking for Austin, intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find us.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, second down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
61, match block, white.
Now Lawrence to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter. And a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
11 more on that one and another first down. But you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Yep.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lawrence. And this one is incomplete.
The man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
It really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is taken at the 15. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll set up to throw. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back to throw now on 1st down. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at their 49-yard line.
Here's a quick throw caught out wide. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A big play there for Indy. 43 yards.
Oh, I think we all understand his disappointment. Didn't quite get to the end zone, and you know it's just got to be tough to see a yard line underneath you after a play like that. Still, all in all, a huge play, and now there's...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Colts have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 21-0. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. He'll look to set up his blockers. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And the Colts, 1st down.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. T.J. Watt from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Steelers are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
On 2nd down, Gordon once more. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Picked off by Kenny Moore. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing.
And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown.
Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
This fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Hey, Foxtrot.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's Rigoberto Sanchez on to punt. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed, aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
Here we go, set. Block it, block it. Hey, stand off.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. The Colts send out their punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Here's Austin. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Lawrence. Austin's got it left side. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From midfield now, Lawrence. That's out to the flat for Gordon. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On play action, Lawrence. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Now Lawrence on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
Now Lawrence.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he's got room. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Complete to Paris Campbell. Out of bounds at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Now it's Hines. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So tack on 3 more, though it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a fourth pick of the ball game.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's a give up the middle. It's Gordon. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally, I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
They're going on 4th down. Lawrence.
And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. McLaughlin for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And this will not be returnable. The end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
On the ready.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 19. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Lawrence will throw. He's got a man, complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Steelers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras...
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I...
Pierce has it knocked loose.
And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
41 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, it's Balaj, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. This is Hines.
And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
A gain of 11 that time and a Colts first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. A quick throw outside by Locke. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw. They're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into?